Hello everyone and welcome back to another honkai Star Rail video. And before I begin, let me just apologize if I am coming off as low energy or depressed sounding today and just not my usual self. I am just kind of still shook by my failings as a theory crafter that I will be going over in this video. So about a week ago, the new character Jing Yuan was released, and I made a very negative review of this character and urged players to save their gems and not summon for him. And unsurprisingly, my analysis was very persuasive and caused many players to not only skip a Jing Yuan, but verbally berate and bully him more than any fictional character deserves. Like even Mtash, who is a very well-respected applied theory crafter, cited my analysis as a major reason for his decision to skip Jin Wang on a recent video of his.
And then I came across this video here. Jing Yuan is unimpressive, underpowered, underwhelming, and uninspiring. Now, I don't know if other people are going to agree with this video, but I was looking at some of the math that he did, and as long as the math's correct, it doesn't look great for him as a 5-star character compared to Serval.
And I'm sorry, Mtash, and to all the Trailblazers that trusted me as a reliable source of information, but I dropped the ball in a major way on this one. The math is not correct, and actually Young Jing is a lot better than I originally anticipated, but I will get into that later. First, I just want to reiterate that I do take my job as an anime mobile gaming theory crafter very seriously, and honestly it makes me physically ill that I profited off this misinformation. It's absolutely categorically unacceptable that I had monetary gain from this misinformation, so the profits I make on this video I will be sure to donate to an organization who represents those who would have been particularly affected by the misinformation I spreaded in my last video. And while I don't wish to make excuses for myself, the reason for my failing analysis was mainly due to me rushing getting the video out, which was something my colleague Tectone criticized and made fun of me for.
Okay, this video was posted 21 hours ago, so I think the unit had been out for 30 minutes. But in that 30 minutes, it's different, okay? Because 30 minutes for Eango is way different than 30 minutes for, like, a normal human being. Like, he does the hyperbolic time chamber shit where like Goku and Piccolo go into that shit and they become out super strong. It's like, it's different, right? It's different.
So he's obviously being passive aggressive and taking shots at me in a major way, and originally I wanted to go nuclear when I saw this. It's like, my dude, I allowed you to play this game, why are you having to go at me? But after further reflection, I realized that Tectone is right and that rushing theory crafting videos in 30 minutes after a character is released and then claiming I tested said character for hours is, well, it's just immoral. The thing is, when you're in the anime mobile gaming theory crafting sphere, you're competing against lots of other theory crafters who will have early access to testing characters. So they basically have a massive advantage in releasing their analysis first and setting the narrative on a character, whether that narrative is true or false. There's actually a very fitting Chinese proverb about this concept that goes, "The early Chinese bird catches the worm." Viewers of anime mobile gaming theory crafting videos are like worms. They are slow and gullible to being caught up by the first unit analysis video YouTube recommends them. And it doesn't really matter in the proverb if the Chinese bird is untalented, lazy, retarded, or all of the above. As long as it is first, it will get the worm. And I think Tectone was right to criticize me for contributing to this culture of rushing videos, and it actually reminds me of the other famous Chinese proverb that goes, "Too many Chinese cooks spoil the broth." So basically, if the broth is already spoiled by Chinese cooks, then there's really nothing a cook from another nationality can do to fix it. No matter how skilled they think they are, they might as well just move on. Similarly, I think from now on I will not contribute to the problem of rushing unit analysis videos, and I will make sure to give myself far more time in doing them in the future. Anyways, I made two massive blunders in my previous calculations that I wanted to address on Jim Wang. The first one that multiple commenters spotted was I forgot to take the hit stacks into account on the Lightning Lord. So basically the math I did for the Lightning Lord here can be multiplied by 3 to 10, which makes Jing Wang's damage far better, and I will get into building these hit stacks later in the video. But first, I just want to say that I do find it super annoying seeing people in the comments point out this mistake and say I was trolling. It's like, where's the joke in forgetting to take the hit stacks into account? That's not even remotely funny. It's like, would you call the rocket scientists with PhD trolls because they accidentally mixed up metric units with imperial units and caused their Mars rover to get lost? No, you wouldn't call the NASA scientists trolls, even though their math mistake was monumentally more embarrassing than mine. And honestly, these so-called scientists would never survive the math needed for Revue Starlight theory crafting that I have done in the past. So no, I was not trolling when I forgot the hit stacks, I just made a careless error. Now the second math mistake I made was something I don't think people caught, but it was something one of my elite Discord mods pointed out to me in a meeting. And that is, I applied the incorrect V statistic to Serval's Bayesian analysis. So in my original calculations for the V-stat on Serval's ability damage with probabilistic shock, I used the kth mean statistic. But the thing is, that is a V-stat more designed for discrete datasets, whereas the dataset for abilities in this game are more continuous and distributed. So obviously the correct V-stat to use would be the Kramer von Mises criterion. And when properly correcting, we see that I was overestimating Serval's damage in a major way from last video. Now comparing Serval with Jimmy Vaughn's ability, we see Jing is 38% more effective, but these calculations only assume 3 stacks on the Lightning Lord. In reality, you should usually have around 6 stacks, and doing the calculations with 6 stacks shows that Jing Yang does as much as 77% more damage, which is absurd. Alright, so I think that covers everything I wanted to clear up, and hopefully for those that were originally misled by my original video will happen across this one as well. Overall, Jing Sneed is a far superior serval that is very much worth obtaining by any means necessary.